Alright guys, welcome back to another Burning Crusade video. So, if you watched my last little video, had a lot of fun editing that and making it. Kind of, showing my joy at the fact that Demon Forge Breastplate and Skullflame Shield were in fact reverted back to their original state. Now, that statement actually isn't quite true. So, from my testing, Skullflame Shield is actually a little bit stronger than it was before the unintentional nerf. What it's looking like to me is it is actually at 112% spell coefficient. So, I have in this build 461 spell power, with no bonuses, and with that I should be healing for 496, and as you can tell we are actually healing for well over 500. Even if you factor in my shadow damage, which is an extra 20, that is still more than this should be doing by far. So, yep, from my math, it is looking like it is about 112%. I do not know if they are going to keep it at this or if they are going to try to get it back to its 1-to-1 ratio with spell power, but I would imagine that they're probably not going to be too terribly worried about it, because 12% added onto the coefficient is not going to be game-breaking in any way. Is it nice? Yes, it is very nice. Is it a huge deal? No, not really over the long run. Even when Paladins have 1,000 spell power later on in TBC, having that extra 12%, like I said, it'll be great. But 100 spell power added onto that 1,000 spell power, it's not going to change the way that we do runs. So I just wanted to get on, let everybody know, Demon Forge Breastplate and Skullflame Shield are back to how they were. They are both still amazing. And I am of the camp that Skullflame Shield Demon Forge Breastplate is in fact going to be the way to go over top of Lycan Guard or any other setup, simply because of the huge amount of damage that Flame Strike still does, and the massive amount of healing that both items provide. So, aside from that, it is looking like a lot of people are really wanting to use the trinket that heals you when you block, as well as a high mitigation setup. And I'll be very honest, the clear times of the people that I see running the high mitigation setup take a really long time. Their consecrates are ticking for very, very little damage. Very, very little damage. And I've also noticed that none of them are utilizing the Wrath of Cenarius. And Wrath of Cenarius, for most of the people that I have watched, would be half of their spell power. So they would literally add 50% more to their consecrate damage by simply getting one item and testing it. So that's the thing that I've really noticed about the people who are not on board with the Skullflame Shield Demon Forge Breastplate combo, is that they simply don't have the gear to support it the way that I do, or some others who are believers. Because as you can see, we're level 68, but we are still getting hit all the time. We're still taking plenty of damage. And even if we get into what is my wish list, which I'll link down below, for doing carries, we are still going to be doing a huge amount of damage. Because in live, I actually have even better gear than I do now. I have the Essence of Saf, as well as a Wraith Blade. So let's go ahead, finish up these last few mobs, and then we're going to look at some raw stats coming out from the gear that we are using now that everything is going to be cleared up. Get him dead. Come on. There we go. All right, let's look at some numbers. So, we were not casting rank 1 Consecrate as we were running around the dungeon, and look at that damage from Flame Strike. That is an insane amount of damage still. Even though it has the AoE cap on it, it is still hitting for an incredible amount of damage. Look at this. When I look at the damage done by Lycangard, it is a fraction of this damage. Literally a fraction. Normally a quarter or less. Normally less. So on top of that, not only do we get the almost 70,000 damage from Flame Strike, but we are getting another 22 over 23,000 damage from Drain Life. And this is only going to get better and better as we get better gear. So again, I'm of the proponent that Skullflame and Demon Forge are going to be the best way to go, especially when it comes to getting faster, more efficient clears of dungeons. Yeah, I just wanted to come on, let everybody know, Demon Forge and Skullflame are back. No need to fret. Go ahead and you should be able to buy these items off the auction house with some confidence. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, if you have any questions about my builds, about Paladin, and my opinion on what is going to be best for Paladin coming up in TBC, you can always come by my stream every single day at 9 p.m. PST over at twitch.tv/the Duke of TBC. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Later!